Amigos, burritos, friends for life. The beans and the rice, that's what makes it tight. Amigos, burritos, living the dream. Nothing's ever gonna come between burritos. They didn't give me napkins. I am so sorry about that. I'm freaking starving though. This is my second video for today, and I'm sorry I meant to get around to it a couple of days ago, but I haven't really had a lot of time. And so now that I do have time, this is a question that I got on Tumblr, and it was someone asking about what bisexuality means to me and how I came out, and they went on to say that they're struggling with their sexuality and they need help and advice. How I came out was not very fun or exciting, and it didn't really get better for me. I told my parents after I stayed with them for a long weekend because of my brother's birthday, and they kind of pressured me into coming out. I did, and it didn't turn out well. They kicked me out. They took my car, they took my cell phone, they drove me back to my apartment, dropped me off, and told me not to come back home until I was better and that I needed to fix my life. And from that point on, it's just been a series of emails from them about how I need to change and God is going to fix me and I need to repent and I'm going to hell if I don't. All this stuff that's not very fun. Things are getting a little bit better because my parents have been less antagonistic the last couple of months, and they actually want to meet for my birthday on the 31st, which is not my birthday, but they want to meet me for lunch because on the 1st I'm going to be doing stuff with Jacob, and it doesn't seem like they're wanting to pick a fight. It seems like they're just wanting to have a relationship with me again. So I mean, it may be getting better. I don't know. That is in a nutshell my coming out story. Bisexuality, on the other hand, is something that I divulged a while back, but I don't know if I actually kept the video up for very long. Bisexuality for me has been something that is a part of me, but isn't a part of me, if that makes any sense at all. I don't like defining myself by my sexuality. I think that my sexuality is a piece of me, and it is as simple as something as my favorite color, or my bedroom, or what kind of sheets that I have on my bed. I don't see it as something that needs to be made a bigger issue than what it is, but I do like to make the distinction that I'm bisexual and not gay or straight. Straight kind of went out the window when I started dating Jacob, huh? Because I am sexually attracted to both sexes. And what that means for me, and a lot of people have questioned it, so the one thing that I get asked quite a bit, and it's kind of annoying, is, so do you want like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or is it just like a boyfriend, or just a girlfriend, or what is it that you're wanting, and why is it that you're bisexual and not just say you're gay? Most of the time that I get that question is from straight girls, and I would like to put this all into perspective. As a heterosexual person, you are attracted to men or women, whatever the opposite sex is for you. And you will look at one guy and you say, ooh, he's a stud. Ooh, I would love to go on a date with him and smooch him. And then you look at another guy and you think, ooh, he's a stud. I would love to go out for coffee and smooch him. And then you see another guy and you're like, ooh, I think you're a stud, and I would love to marry you and smooch you someday. And you look at each one of these different guys, and you want to smooch all of them and go on different kinds of dates with them, but there's only one that you're willing to say, I'm going to marry this person. Am I correct in saying that? When you date someone of the opposite sex, you say, ooh, I love you, and I want to smooch you right now. And then in that same moment, a person of the opposite sex could pass right by you, and you could look at them and say, ooh, you are so attractive. I would love to know what you smooch like. But you're not gonna actually go and smooch them, because you're in love with one person. Am I correct in that? So putting that into perspective is the exact same thing as how it goes for me. I can look at a girl and say, I would love to smooch her. And I can look at a guy and be like, ooh, I would love to smooch him. But in the end of the day, really, I'm only looking at Jacob and saying, I'm gonna smooch you right now. In that exact awkward voice and face. That's why he loves me. Now, I don't look at every single guy and I look at every single girl and think that I want to smooch them in the exact same way that you won't look at every single person of the opposite sex and think that you want to smooch them. The reality is that we as humans are always going to be sexually attracted to the people that we are sexually attracted to in a bound. but that doesn't mean we're actually going to act on those impulses. So that is what it means to me, is that I am sexually attracted to both men and to women, but I am choosing to live my life with one perfect, amazing guy who is the greatest thing that has ever happened to my life. And so I think a lot of people are off-put when somebody says they're bi because they think, okay, you're just lying to yourself, you're really just gay, or you're really just straight, you're just trying to come up with an excuse for X factor here. But the reality is there are some people who legitimately are bisexual. So as far as struggling with your sexuality, I am of the philosophy that you should be honest about yourself and your sexuality unless there's going to be a cause of harm or if there's going to be something bad that's going to happen to you. So if you are at school and you know that there are bullies there that beat up gay kids, you probably shouldn't come out right away. If you live in a home where your parents will, in fact, kick you out, no matter what age you are for being gay, don't come out. If you have parents who are absolutely going to love and support you no matter what and are going to be there to fight your battles with you and next to you, please be honest with yourself and with them. With struggling, I can get that because I was really afraid of coming out for a long time because I was afraid to admit that I liked guys too, because I grew up in a really conservative, Christian, right-wing home where we were told consistently that gays were terrible, awful people, and so I had a really hard time coming to terms with that, and so I understand struggling very much so with that because that's all my life was a struggle to even accept it. So if you are struggling with it, I would encourage you to find someone who you could talk to, someone that you could be honest with, and someone who's going to be a safe place for you to be able to vent that out so that you're not having to just sit there in your own problems and to soak in them and ruminate on them, because then it just develops into negative habits and negative thoughts that you don't want to get yourself into. You want to surround yourself with positive people, and this is something that I am going through right now, is that if you are not surrounding yourself with positive people who are going to be positive influences, tell them to hit the road. Either you beat it or tell them to beat it, because you are worth so much more than being surrounded by negative people who are just going to make you feel bad about yourself. But I really do wish you the best of luck, and I hope that it all works out, and I hope that this video was helpful in some way. I'm not the #1 go-to guy on this, so please find somebody else to give you a second opinion, because that's always good to have somebody else reflect to you what they think so that you can get multiple views on one thing, so you're not like hearing one person's perspective and then taking that as the almighty, because I am definitely not that person. But I appreciate so much you sending in the question, and I really do hope the best for you, and I hope it all works out. And please continue to keep me updated if you would like to. I would love to keep hearing from you. And with that, I will talk to you all later. Peace out. It's a